How's it going, everybody? If you didn't know it yet, welcome to Blue Collar. Here we are. We have a different kind of video today. We're going to be working on this fuel tank for the Dodge up here. Let me turn this around. So that's 67 Dodge right there. And before, we had a fuel tank that sat in the back behind the seat inside the cab. And one might say the tank that was in there is no longer with us. I may or may not have beat the ever-loving Jesus out of it and it's not usable anymore. We're not going to get into that. Sure, here we are. It was rusted really bad. Had a lot of stuff in it, weird things growing, this, that, and the other. And I decided I wanted to try to fix it instead of buy a new one, like everybody should, you know what I mean? So, went in, I got some Pour 15, the, sealant for, or I'm sorry, not a sealant, but a fuel tank liner, and we tried to do that route. Well, the Pour 15 cracked and peeled off because I neglected to clean the tank good enough, I assume. I'm sure it wasn't the product that made the mistake. I bet it was me. Anyways, the fuel tank messed up. I had to cut it open to try to get the Pour 15 out. Couldn't re-weld it. Story of my life. Welder just blew through the tank like it was nothing. And I may or may not have got really aggravated at it and beat the crap out of it and threw it out in the junk bin. But now I'm gonna do the right thing. Go to the junkyard with everybody. And yeah, we're gonna go get a different fuel tank, clean that one, and try to do the same thing, but this time don't cut it open and beat the crap out of it. So, sorry for the super long introduction, everybody, but we are going to the junkyard as a group here today, so feel free to follow along if you guys seriously want to. But yeah, we'll see you guys in a little bit when we get there. Alright, so here we are in the junkyard, and this is the fuel tank we're looking at here. It's just as dirty and beat up as the last one. Of course, you guys can see. Yeah, this was its home. So, I already went ahead and popped the little fuel sending thing out, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. And, yeah, it smells. That's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and try to pop off the bolts here because my pliers couldn't get enough tensile strength behind them to break that loose for some reason. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop some bolts off, try to pull it out, and we'll figure about getting that off at some point. All right, we got it out. Now to go find something for a vehicle you guys haven't seen yet, and then we're gonna go up there and try to steal some handles for the door of that Dodge, you guys know, and then yeah, we might be out of here. This thing took way too long to get out of there for no reason whatsoever, but we got it out of there, and we're gonna hopefully clean it up, and this will do us pretty good. Okay, it's been a couple days. We're back at the junkyard though, if you can tell, but we found this truck the other day, and it's got the same stuff in the front as the Dodge of the house, so I'm hoping we can take these doors off and maybe use these. They're a little bit different shade of patina-ish stuff going on here, but I really need something that has a door latch and handles and stuff on the outside and inside. Of course, we'll be missing one of these again. That's fine. I'm kind of concerned. This thing has a different, like, striker or whatever you want to call that than my truck. My truck's straight for some reason, so we might actually wind up taking this too. And it looks like the door bolts on the same way as the door at the house, so I'm assuming there's 3 bolts, 1, 2, 3, and should be the same thing down here for each side, and it should come off there. So we're gonna go ahead and see if we can take care of that really quick. Maybe pop the door off. We got the handles for the outside of the house, and we might swap some doors for the truck because parts for them are real hard to find, and this one's got more than the other one, so we might do that too. Anyways, hope you guys are really excited about seeing the junkyard. It's pretty fun being here. You know, it is what it is. Let's take these doors off. All right, here we are, back at the house. Let's walk over here and get ready to be picking up these doors, put them on the back of the mule, and take them to the shop. I would have videoed a little bit more, but it was super hot. I was real sweaty, and there was a lot of people there, so I didn't really video too much. We wanted to get the doors off and everything. Of course, they're right there, but yeah, let's go ahead and throw them in the mule, get them up to the shop, and then see if we can put them on. Hopefully they work. Probably not. One down, one more to go. Come here, Pooch. Look at him. And the cat, I don't understand. Anyways, let's make it to the shop. All right. Passenger door, driver door. Now, this driver door wasn't always white, as you can tell. So, this one might actually be a little bit worse than I thought. It looks like there's some rust on the bottom of the door that is letting it separate, which I wish I would have noticed before. So, I wonder if we could still make this side work, but this is not good. So we might have to go with that other door. So I want to check a couple things. This has to be the same, and on the other door it looks the same, but like I showed you before, it's a different little striker mechanism. Also, down here is what I'm talking about on these doors, and this one has done the same. You can see it's rusted under here, so maybe these doors are notorious for it. Who knows? But both of these doors that I have way more parts than either one of these. So my plan is, the driver door doesn't have the window, and I don't think it has some of the stuff inside of it. So what I might do is obviously take this door off, pull parts from it, put it in that door, and then we'll have two functioning doors that actually have inner and outer freaking handles, because you can't buy like these right here. There's like $600 a pair for some stupid reason, and I've only found one pair ever, and I'm just not buying it for $600. You freaking lost your mind, people. These little freaking handles are not $600 worth of stuff. Okay? Stop that. Anyways, we're gonna tackle these doors first. This stuff's probably gonna take a while, so I might actually do the doors in one video and then the fuel tank and stuff on the next. I would love to do the fuel tank now, but we're waiting on two parts. I'm waiting on the fuel sending unit, and I bought a locking cap for it. I am kind of worried about that though. Let me go ahead and show you guys. The diameter of this hole is probably different than the diameter from that tank that I have over there compared to what was in it. So I'm hoping that what I could do is find one of these and use a different dill. So, and I call it a dill because I don't know what the hell it's called. So feel free to comment what that thing's called. I'm sure it's something really stupid, like a rubber piece to a fuel tank or to something, you know. I just don't know. But yeah, let's see if I can put some more cool parts on here. Oh, by the way, before I forget, I actually found an air breather for this thing. Kind of a plus. And believe it or not, it came with a filter. Not the cleanest, but this is actually, I'm pretty sure, the same motor that was in that Dodge up there had the same like 2-barrel 318 setup. And the reason I say that is that 2-barrel has that one big opening on the top. So we might throw that on there too. Might actually paint it, or maybe not, because it's got kind of that old rustic look right now, and I'm kind of digging into, which is pretty nice. I like that. But yeah, let's get these doors figured out real quick, and yeah. What else could I show you? I guess I could show you some stuff to look for on these. What I went ahead and did, and of course This door is pretty much just the same. But you're going to want to look at two things. How it attaches on this side, right? So you got your striker or your door latch itself, and then you got the piece that it connects to. Of course, you guys will know this stuff, the names more than I will, but you're gonna have to look at this. It's a star pattern, okay? Keep that into account. Keep that into account. Obviously, you're gonna want the overall shape of the door, sure, whatever. But then you're gonna want to look at how these things actually bolt on. And these door hinges are kind of weird. It's like a 3-bolt setup. You got one in the middle, 3, and the same thing down there. And then internally, you got this little screw piece you can take out, and there's 3 bolts here, and then 3 bolts here. You slide the whole door out. So that one is actually the same freaking thing. So that's good. This truck is gonna look kind of weird with a little bit of yellow paint, but that's some stuff you guys can look for. Like I said, obviously you're gonna want to take into account the overall shape of the door. You're not gonna get one that's off of a completely different truck. That wouldn't make any sense. But look for that stuff, and you can do a little measuring if you want. But yeah, that's what we did. I'm gonna go ahead and try to throw these door handles back on, because I actually took these off in hopes to put them on these doors, but we cannot. So yeah, I'm gonna throw that on off camera on both of these. It's just 2 simple bolts and a hookup for a cable or a line or whatever, and that's it. So we'll get to these doors in a second. All right, I want you guys to just go ahead and look at this and watch the difference just putting this thing on here makes, okay? Look at that. Doesn't that just look good? I think it looks phenomenal. Now, I was looking in this carburetor, which I thought was kind of weird, that I was trying to find. I was gonna put a piece of all thread on here and cut it to fit, and then cinch this thing on here real quick, but I was looking in the carburetor and I didn't see nothing to put it on, so I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. Maybe I gotta take something off, put it on there, who knows. We'll figure it out. But man, does that look good when I put it over there. So yeah, I just want to show you that real quick. Well, back to your scheduled programming. By the way, for those of you that are wondering why this handle won't work on this door, it's because of the gap left, and I didn't want to weld a plate over that and try to make it work when I could get doors for it, which, believe you me, I'm very happy I could, because a lot of these trucks, especially around here, were trashed years ago, which is unfortunate. I hate to say it, but there's just not a lot left. So very fortunate to find these doors and be able to put them on there for sure. So if you guys are looking for parts for stuff like this, hopefully you guys can source this stuff a lot easier than I can. But I'm going to start with the easy door first. The passenger one should be easiest because I don't have to try to take anything out of this door. All I have to do is put the handle on, take that one off, put that one on, okay? The driver's side is going to be a little bit different just because we're going to have to try to put a window from one door into the other, and maybe, you know, some of the handle cranking materials and stuff like that. So we're going to go ahead and put it on there. Yeah, I talk way too much, don't you guys think? Well, way too much. Alright, so here are these bolts I was telling you guys were in here. You'll have to take off, you got one of these panels here, you'll have to take off the panel, and then there's a little panel here that you got to take off, and there's 3 bolts down there too. So you take those 3 bolts off, top and bottom, slide the door straight out, slide the new one on, bolt it up, and you should be right on the money. Sure, figured that out. Well, what do you guys think? Look any better? We're gonna have to go back and get a different latch. The latch that was on it that I thought would work, well, you guessed it, it won't. Door's a little bit wonky, but that's fine. it'll go on there once I get that other latch, and it'll set more flush. You'll still have, you know, some gaps here and around there. That's no big deal. You'd think that as long as I've been working on this truck, like a year or so now, that I'd be done. But it seems like every time I turn around, there's something else that I got to fix on it. Fuel tank turned into 2 doors, turned into, you know, the locking actuator door stuff. And yeah, it's just one thing leading to another. So I don't know, we'll figure it out, and one day I'll finally sell it and get some money back so I can keep doing other stuff for the channel. Don't know when that's going to be yet. Figure that out. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get to the driver's side door here, try to get it on, and I think that's all I'm going to be doing for today. We might see a video out depending on how this door goes. Oh, another thing, the passenger side door, this little sliding glass thing here on the side, window vent dilly doodab air conditioning. Yep, it won't shut. Wish I would have noticed that before I put the door on, so I could have changed it, but no, I sure didn't. So that's a problem. And then I gotta see if I can get this glass out of this door to put in the other door, because there's no glass in that door. I don't know, we'll figure something out. I hope all the stuff in the door over here is actually there. We'll figure that out in just a second too. Go ahead and lay it on the ground. Whew, that's always good, stuff flopping around. It looks like somebody robbed this whole piece here. You can tell because there's no handle and there's no, you know, part stuff. We obviously don't have the plastic here like the other side, which I guess I could have showed you a little bit about, you know. Looks a lot better than it did. Had all the, you know, interior handle, you know, piece that doesn't actually go on there, but it'll work for now type stuff. Perfect. Anyways, I'm gonna see if I can get some pieces in that door, from that door over there, and yeah, hope it works. Okay, if you guys didn't know it already, these windows are kind of a pain to take out. So let me run you through it real quick, because we needed this as well. But you'll take off your panel. Should be 2, 4, 6 screws, bolts, whatever. And then you'll have 4 screws here that are holding on window crank. And if your window crank is like mine, to take it off, there's a little screw in the back there. Sometimes there's a little like keeper pin there, or, you know, a screw in the front. Either way, that's what it should be like. And you'll take that off there, push that piece in there, finagle that off of the door here. It actually slides in this little keeper slide deal thing, whatever that is. And once you get that out of there, it'll let you have a little bit more room to play with. You'll push this handle piece through the hole, let it fall, and you'll kind of wiggle the door around for a while. You'll finally get it out, pull the whole piece out just like this out of this hole. Then you'll realize you'll have to take this little vent off, which is a screw here that I'm very surprised it actually came out. A screw here, and then a bolt down back in there. You'll reach down in there and it'll take about 15 minutes to find it, and then you'll finally find it, and then you'll take another 10 minutes to find this one because it's hidden underneath crap. You'll yank it off of there and pull it out. Then you can get the window out. So there's quite a bit of stuff you got to do just to get the window, which is kind of crappy, but you know, it is what it is. Anyways, now we get the brilliant time of putting that back in this door, even though we've never done this before. So we're gonna go ahead, pause right here. I'll see you guys when I put this back on, and By that time, it should be midday and it's gonna be hot. I'm gonna be sweating, and I'm probably gonna go inside for a little while because it's starting to get warm here. Also, before you can actually pull the window out, you're gonna have to take this off. Yours could look gooder or worser than this one right here, depending on how old yours is and if somebody ever changed it. If you have a problem, I just beat mine off because, you know, that's the right thing to do. But you can, I'm sure, get some little flat piece of metal and kind of hit it out of there if you really need to. Sure, I sprayed a little PB blaster in there to try to help it. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't, who knows. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and getting that window in there. All right, well, swapping these parts out, I don't know what the hell I just tried to say, but swapping these parts out was a lot harder than it should have been. And anyways, we got it all on there. Everything's bolted on right. We're gonna go ahead and start taking this door off now, getting ready to put that one on there and put those parts in it somewhere. Well, it sure is awful hot today, especially now that it's midday, but we got the doors on there the way I wanted them. Of course, I had to prop it up with the cinder block because, you know, I didn't want it blown open. But I'm going to do the right thing, and I'm going to leave the other one just open and make this one closed, you know. But that's all I wanted. I'm going to have to get some of those door actuator locker dilly doodabbers and put in there. This side doesn't have the panel, unfortunately, but hey, it's got one of them things, and they work. So, we got what we wanted done today. Unfortunately, that air breather that I was really excited about for no reason whatsoever, I guess I can't put it on there because it doesn't look like the carburetor has the port for like the threaded insert dilly. Could you, oh, Jesus Christ, I'll close it in a minute. How about that? Anyways, the carburetor doesn't have the threaded part to put the threaded insert into, to then in turn thread the air contraption onto the dilly doodabber. You see, there's supposed to be a rod that comes out of here that you connect this to, and the rod goes down in there, but there ain't no thing for this to hook onto. So I'm wondering, you know, maybe did Dodge do something different this year? You know what I mean? And maybe was there something else to hold it on there that came up out of here? I don't know. Figure it out. But I think that's going to be it for today. Sorry for the horrible look here. I got band-aids on my head and hair every freaking where. But hey, we're done for now. I gotta go get some parts and stuff. That's enough talking from me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys like, subscribe if you want to. That means a lot. Helps the channel, helps it grow, helps everybody meet people and me meet you and have a good time. Yeah, I should say this more, but once we hit 1,000, I'm gonna put a video out there telling everybody, you know, hey, this is me, this is where I came from, you know, where I've been, what I've been doing, and why I decided to do what I'm doing now. So, if you want to be a part of that, for sure, like, subscribe, that'd be awesome. If not, well, I hope you enjoy anyways. This is it for everybody today. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, man, I can't speak ever on this thing. You'd think by now it'd be good. As always, you guys have a wonderful day.